Welcome to High on Sports. As usual, I'm your host, Frederikus Perry, and this is another edition of my Week 3 Top 16 NFL rankings. My Saints lost once again to the 49ers. It was a close game, though. Spencer Rattler, he looked good. The penalties was a bit down, but again, we're just not quite there to beat the good teams. But we will be. We will be. I like Rattler. I like what I saw with Rattler, killing more. People are already trying to call for his firing. You need to relax. You need to relax. It's not that deep yet, okay? But that's enough talking about my team. The NFL is packed. I got the lighter. Let's get high. Number 16, Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings dropped down in my rankings this week. J.J. McCarthy is injured. He's out for 3 weeks with an ankle injury. A lot of QBs are injured right now, by the way. They got dominated by the Falcons. That O-line is certainly missing Darren Saw. They certainly need him on that left tackle spot because they are getting pass rush dominated. And it was just atrocious on Monday night. They have a matchup versus the Bengals, a backup matchup, by the way. But I'm going to give Jake Brown and the other team a bit of the doubt and expect them to win that. So, Vikings, unfortunately, you will not be in my rankings next week. Number 15, Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, my nightmare just happened. 2 of my rivals have made my rankings. How dare you? How dare you, Falcons? How dare you be so good that you make me put you in my rankings? I think you already know I'm not about to talk about you, so same as the Bucks, it's fuck you. Especially number 14, Seattle Seahawks. One play changed this game in the Seahawks' favor. And that's when Caleb Johnson botched the kickoff return, giving George Halani his first ever career touchdown. In probably the weirdest way possible. He wasn't even expecting it. They picked off Rodgers twice, but Sam Darnold also had his fair short turnovers. Can't speak to that. Kenneth Walker had a great game on the ground, 105 yards and 1 touchdown. That Steelers defense has not been looking good throughout the first 2 weeks. Jackson Smith and Jebba and Cooper Kupp combined for 15 receptions for 195 yards. Yeah, it's a good game for the Seahawks, but they play my Saints next, so I'm going to be honest, they should beat them. Number 13, San Francisco 49ers. They got the win without Brock Purdy, so I think they pretty much deserve to be in my top 16 because of that, even though you beat my team to do it, but it is what it is. Mac Jones threw for 270 yards and 3 touchdowns. He haven't done that since 2023. Since 2023. It's these years, man. I get them messed up sometimes, okay? Everything was just this fast after 2020. But they was 2-0 they are 2-0 on the road to start this season. And last time they did that, they went to the Super Bowl. So, Super Bowl for the 49ers? I don't think so. But they have a divisional matchup against the Cardinals, who are also playing well to get in the season. Number 12, Denver Broncos. Denver! You would have been in my top 10, bro. What happened? What the fuck happened? It was the last second special team penalty that cost you the game. Otherwise, you would be in my top 10 right now. Your offense played much better. Wrong player. Bo Nix had 3 first half TDs, but they couldn't get nothing done in the second half, which probably ultimately cost them the game. Again, you should be top 10 right now. We'll see how you play next week and to determine that. But I know that was a tough one for the Broncos fan. That was tough. Number 11, Indianapolis Colts. The Colts still have not punted. Can you believe that? A Daniel Jones-led team have not punted throughout the first 2 weeks. Is his career revived? Maybe. Maybe. And it's a strong maybe too. Not no weak maybe. It's a strong maybe. Spencer Schrader missed a 60-yarder, but as I stated against the previous team who had a dumbass special teams penalty, they moved the ball up 15 yards, and long story short, he makes the 45-yarder to give the Colts to start the season 2-0. Colts defense got back right in that fourth quarter after giving up three first half touchdowns. Going against the Titans, they could have a potential 3-0 start here. Daniel Jones 3-0. I'm just happy for the guy, man. That's crazy. Number 10, Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati, I had a promise to keep to you because your offense did play well. Not that well, but it played well. So I had the obligation as a man to put you in my top 10, but you would not be in my rankings next week. Just want to get that out the way right now. But the sad news that came out of that game is Joe Burrow will be out for 3 months dealing with an ankle injury. And unfortunately, Jake Brownie, he's been in this situation before. But if he can, just like last year, if he can just get the Bengals at least around 500 by the time Burrows gets back, of course the Bengals going to have a shot. But again, it's Jake Browning. This guy gave you three touchdowns, but he also gave you 3 interceptions. That's pretty much Jake Browning in a nutshell. A Travis Hunter pass interference call is kind of what led the drive. It saved the drive, and it gave Browning a chance to get a 1-yard game-winning run. Jamar Chase had a big day, 14 receptions for 165 yards and 1 touchdown. The defense picked off Trevor Lawrence twice, had him looking pretty messed up out there. But again, you will not be here next week. Sorry, you're not a top 16 team without Joe Burrow. But, good luck to you for the rest of the season. Number 9, Kansas City Chiefs. 0-2 start? 0-2? Duran. 0-2? Listen, Travis Kelce had some key drops in that game, man. And Patrick Mahomes was held under 200-yard passing yards. Duran, what's going on with your Chiefs, my guy? What's going on with your Chiefs? Shoot, they could even lose to the Giants next week because after the way the Giants offense played last week, I don't trust their defense, but hey, Chiefs, 0-3 start. This AFC West is getting competitive, so each game really matters for them this season, a lot more than it has in the past. But I think they'll eventually turn around like they always do once they get a little bit healthier at the wide receiver position. But right now, the Chiefs are literally a borderline top 10 team. And if they lose to the Giants, they're out of my rankings, which is crazy to say. Number 8, Detroit Lions. 52 points. That's how you respond after that week 1 embarrassment from the Packers. Jared Goff had 5 tuds, and Amon-Ra St. Brown caught 3 of them. Shades of last year, man. I'm telling you. They had more than 500 total yards on offense. The Lions made the Bears their bitches in that game. I mean, they're bitches. But, hey, you got a tough matchup versus the Ravens coming up on them. Is it Monday night or Thursday? It's either Monday or Thursday. I don't know the schedule. But, yeah, either Monday or Thursday, you have to go against the Ravens. That's going to be a big matchup. That's probably going to be the matchup where we're going to really see what this Lions team's at this year. Is they really true contenders, or are they just a good team that just beat up on bad teams? Number 7, Los Angeles Rams. They dominated the Titans. Matthew Stafford had 298 yards and 2 touchdowns. Putin Nacua and Devontae Adams, that combo is looking good every week. They had 5 sacks total of the team. They outgained the Titans by more than 150 yards of total offense. Man, I told you, man, them Rams are It might be a Rams versus Bills Super Bowl the way they looking right now. Granted, it was the Titans. I know it was the Titans. They got a better matchup going against the Eagles, the actual defending Super Bowl champions. So we're gonna see if the Rams are really gonna prove their stuff. Because if they beat Philly, expect to see the Rams in the top 5 next week. Number 6, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Do I really have to say it, bro? Do I really have to say it? Do I really have to fucking say it? Fuck you! Number 5, Los Angeles Chargers. Not much to say here. They allowed no touchdowns in their game. The defense is looking just like they did last year. Except this time they got more passing yards than rushing yards on offense, which is not typical from a typical Jim Harbaugh offense. And that's proving dividends because right now they are the best team in the AFC West. Chiefs, you better get your shit together. Number 4, Baltimore Ravens. Another 40-point burger. Except this time it results in a win, and they didn't give up 40 points on the other end. So good job for the Ravens. Good job. Lamar Jackson threw 4 TDs. Special teams took over in that fourth quarter because it was a close game until then. DeAndre Hopkins turns back the clock. He caught a touchdown in the fourth quarter. Looking shades of the Texas DeAndre Hopkins. That man was a beast. I remember one year I was watching NFL Top 100 and they said, yeah, this guy did not drop a pass for I think 2 years in a row. He didn't drop a pass. That's elite. That's the D-Hop I know and I love. They had less total yards than the Browns. They was 3 of 12 on third down. The Browns probably should have won this game, but the NFL is 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams. Special teams, you don't really think about it till it actually shows up. And that's what happened in this game. Baltimore is number 4 until, they probably notice. Number 3, Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen had a bloody nose, but it didn't matter. They blew out the Jets, who I thought would have played a bit better after that week 1 against the Steelers. But typical Jets against the Bills, I guess. It was 20-3 at the half. Wasn't even close. Jets offense couldn't even get going against that Bills defense, who played a lot better from that week 1 against the Ravens. But against the Ravens, it's the Ravens, so I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. They could have an easy 3-0 start as they play the Dolphins next week, who has not been looking good throughout the first 2 weeks. And if they do beat the Vikings, Mike McDaniels could get fired, but we're not going to talk about the Dolphins right now because you're not in the rankings. Bills, you're at 3. Again, my Super Bowl favorite, my Super Bowl pick is looking good. Number 2, Philadelphia Eagles. Is Steve Spagnuolo's defense getting countered? Jalen Hurts beat the zero blitz several times, especially on that throw to Devontae Parker to give them the lead in the fourth quarter. Champions are 8-3 in Super Bowl rematches. It was a defensive slugfest in that game, and it's just happy to see because the Eagles' defense was not looking good in week 1. So I'm proud that they actually bounced back against the Chiefs team, who granted is hampered. I know they don't have receivers, but it's still Patrick Mahomes. Still got to give them the benefit of the doubt. And the Eagles, they played great, but they wasn't at their best as well, which is why they're not my number 1 team this week. And speaking of number 1, drum roll, please. Number 1, Green Bay Packers. That pass rush is legit. Cowboys fans are crying right now. They just signed Jadeveon Clowney so they can get some pass rush. When you had a guy that had pass rush, all you got to do is just pay the man. But it don't matter. The Packers said, we're going to pay him, and we're going to reap the dividends. And they sure did. They dominated the Commanders. It wasn't even close. It was 17-3 heading into the fourth quarter. Jordan Love played an excellent game. He had 292 yards and 2 touchdowns. They are the best team in the league until further notice. I'm sorry to say, but Detroit fans, you are not the best team in the NFC North. It's them boys, some cheesehead from across the water. please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. If you made it this far, thank you. As always, I'm Frederikus Perry, and this smoke session is over.